start with a question for you all. I want you to think of the word failure. What words pop into your head? What words do you associate with the experience of failure? Just yell them out. Trying. Embarrassment. Shame. Disappointment. Pain. Discouragement. So in my hand, I am holding the Engineers Without Borders annual failure report. Comes out alongside their annual report, collects stories from across the organization. This particular edition has 27 pages, 14 stories, prove this organization failed at least, but probably more than 14 times that year. Knowing that, what words come into your mind when you think of this organization and the people who wrote these stories to be published publicly? Courage, brave, innovation, perseverance, smart, honest, learning, innovative, driving change, growth mindset. Do you notice a difference in those two sets of words? In many ways, we are hardwired to learn from failure. Kids know this. Whether it's taking those first few steps or learning to play the piano, nobody calls it piano fail. We call it piano practice. We accelerate our ability to learn when we push ourselves to the edge of what we know and allow ourselves to experiment. And yet, as you're well aware of, our education system tends to value testing over learning. Fairly early on, my aptitude was tested. Turns out I am awful at just about everything associated with creativity. Drawing, singing, painting, acting, music, dance, poetry, you name it, I am bad at it. Fortunately enough, happen to be half decent at science and math, put me firmly in the science nerd category. But of course, these labels are ridiculous. Just because I'm not traditionally creative doesn't mean I can't create. And there's science and precision in the most wonderful works of art, and there's art and creativity in the most groundbreaking science. And not to suggest for a second that this is groundbreaking science, but in my grade 9 biology class, I decided to microwave my bean seeds. Honestly, I just want to see what would happen. Secretly, I was kind of hoping they would mutate. But apparently, my desire to create Teenage Mutant Ninja beans doesn't actually earn you any marks. I was supposed to learn about photosynthesis or how plants grow. I didn't. What I did learn is that if you put your seeds in the microwave, stunts the growth of the plant. Anything more than 25 seconds, seed doesn't germinate at all. I thought this was kind of cool. My teacher did not. Because I wasn't supposed to do something new. I wasn't supposed to change the definition of the problem I was solving. I was supposed to do what I was told. That's what I was being tested on. So when my seeds didn't grow, I failed. And yet STEM at its very best is all about experimentation. I cannot overstate the importance of creating room for both students and teachers to try out their ridiculous ideas. This idea of testing over learning is insane. You think that all the world needed of us was to be automatons, solving questions that have already been solved, asking no questions for 8 hours a day. The school that I went to taught me to be a consumer of knowledge. I take in information, spew back out when I'm asked. Don't get me wrong, I love learning from others. But when are we ever taught to self-authorize, to shake things up, do things differently, to truly create? I want every single person in this room to see yourself as a producer of knowledge and help others see themselves as producers as well. And it's scary, and we're not taught how, and it may lose you marks on your Bean project. But we are never going to imagine and discover the solutions to our most complex problems by consuming. But it's hard. Because when we experiment, when we create, and when we produce, we put a piece of ourselves out there to be judged, and we may fail.